Hello, Internet. This is Ewan Spence and ESC Insight calling. Happy Figmas! We have our first national final winner. Coming up from English via Albanian and back to English, more national final dates and how to take the Eurovision train. Yes, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, ho, 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 and all of that for the festive season. Welcome to the ESC Insight News Podcast. I'm Ewan Spence, and with the help of the rest of the ESC Insight team on scripting duties, I'm going to help you through the next 15-20 minutes of Eurovision news as we approach the end of the calendar year. But really, it's not the start of the Eurovision year, but we're about halfway through that as we get closer to Rotterdam in May on the 12th and 14th for the semi-finals and 16th for the grand finals. We've got results from Albania's Festivali, Këngës. We've got news and national final dates. We've got some more dates for you so you can fill them in to your calendar. But we'll start off with the news on Rotterdam 2020 itself. Usual comment here about hotel prices being high. Airbnb, be careful if you book and they try and put other fees on top, yada, yada, yada. You get the feeling on that one. First wave of tickets has been sold out. And of course, they're available via the official site Paylogic. Now, it's worth noting here that no standing tickets have been on public sale yet. They're part of the OGIE tickets, but they're going to be sent out in February. So just ask yourself where those sites who are offering you $5,000 for a standing ticket are getting them. And I'll give you a clue. It's not from OGIE. They're hoping they'll get them in time for you. So, buyer beware. If you're looking, of course, to get a ticket on the reseller market, we would recommend that you go to the official ticket reseller Ticket Swap, which has a partnership with Paylogic, and they'll be able to change the name on the tickets and the personalisation. Wave 2 is going to be going on sale. More tickets on the 30th of January next year, which isn't that far away. The final batch are going to be on sale around about mid-March, presumably once the final camera angles are tightly locked in and they've got all the stage directions from all of the broadcasters. Wave 2 will be the first to have standing tickets available to the general public. It's also worth noting that there's a proposal in the Dutch Parliament, just a proposal, not confirmed, not a law, but there's a suggestion that international trains from all across Europe should be laid on to get Eurovision fans into Rotterdam from their own country. So train operators working together to create the service, which just feels so Eurovision. There's a feasibility report going through. It's expected during 2020. So there may be another way for you to get to the song contest from your local train station. So we'll be keeping an eye on that one. Also, a quick note on the American Song Contest, which was announced in May at the previous contest. It's currently in pre-production with Christer Björkman, Anders Lenhoff and Ola Meltzik. Speaking to Wavy Blocks at Festivali Këngës, Christer Björkman noted that they are tweaking the format. They've been making some changes. They're expecting to pitch it through agents and production companies in the near future, and then there'll be formal pitches to the platforms that could carry it. So expect more news and progress on that early summer 2020, potentially in the last week leading up to the song contest in May 2020, but maybe just after that so it doesn't take the shine away. But you have to expect with all the journalists, we're going to hear something in May, but not before. A quick return to the world of Junior Eurovision as the JES 2019 viewing figures have been published. Poland's broadcast moves into second place in the all-time ratings list with an average of 11.6 million viewers across all the broadcasters. In the lead is Spain's 2003 show, but of course the TV landscape has changed dramatically over the intervening 16 years, so I think it would be fair to say that JES 2019 is the biggest ever by the standards of the day. We have our first national final result that we're announcing on the podcast. Of course, there's been various auditions and stuff going on over the last 3 months. But Albania's Festivali Këngës, the 58th running of Albania's contest, has taken place. And remember, this is choosing a song for Albania, but that song also gets to go forward to the Eurovision Song Contest as well. Also, it's 100% jury for all the shows. Midweek last week, the semi-finals took place. 8 fell, 20 ran. Grand final took place on Sunday, so basically yesterday night as we were recording this podcast. In terms of the podium from the grand final, in third place we have Sara Bajrakari with Ayer. Second place we have Elvana Jata with Mit Santana, and first, with the ticket to Rotterdam, Arilena Ara with Shaj. 12 ran. Post-match interview, Arilena says that the song was originally written in English and then translated into Albanian for FIK, and it is likely to switch back to English for Eurovision. We'll keep an eye out on that and bring you the news and details on the final cut, the final mix of all that as we go through. Internal selections, there's been a couple of notes in various idols and X Factors around Europe. We'll bring those up in the country news, which means we should really start the country news now. In roughly alphabetical order, but we've already done America, and American Song Contest is... we don't need to listen to that till May or June. We'll start with Australia. The final 4 acts have been announced to make up the 10 that will take part in their national final Down Under. We have Diana Rouvas, winner of The Voice 2019 in Australia, with Jack Vigden, who was the winner of Australia's Got Talent in 2019, Jordan Ravi and Jaguar Jones as well. Also worth noting, Jack Vigden, his song for the national final is already out there. It's called I Am King, I Am Queen. You'll be able to listen to that and all the songs from the artists in our Australia Spotify playlist, where we've got the best of the discography from all the artists taking place. And we've got a couple of those for Estonia and Sweden. Melody Festival will be coming up as well. Links to that back at the website acinsight.com. In terms of the national final in Australia, it's a one-shot national final. It's Saturday the 8th of February. Over in Cyprus, we've had the internal selection of Sandro. We're still awaiting the song. Sandro suggested in a TV interview there's going to be about 5 or 6 songs currently in the running to join him in Rotterdam, also stating that they won't be dance, as he's more of a heart kind of guy, which I believe in modern Eurovision parlance is #sad boy. Over in Israel, the next star selection process continues like most of the other shows with a huge number of things. It's at the boot camp stage, so they've had 60 qualifiers going in, and they're going to chop that down to 20 for the next televised stage. So 60 ran, 40 fell once we get to the end of that process. The televised stage last year was the head-to-head duel, so we'll see if that continues this year. Well, back up to Latvia. 20 songs are through the initial audition process for Supernova. A live final is expected on February the 8th. The format details are not yet confirmed. Lithuania, some familiar names have confirmed their entries into Eurovision's national finals. We've got Manik, got Tusum, Aizpiliveti, The Roop, lots of names in the mix there, although we are awaiting official confirmation from broadcaster LRT. Those names are basically from the local newspaper going, so are you entering? Yeah. Close as you can get. Portugal, we're expecting the songs for Festivali Canção to be revealed on January the 15th. But note that word there is expecting, not confirmed. We're waiting the confirmation on that one, and we'll keep you up to date in the next podcast if that's the case. Malta's X Factor has selected the first 6 that are going through to the live rounds. There's 6 more to follow. But through in that first group of 6 is the girls group, which includes Destiny, who won Junior Eurovision for the island in the mix as well. Slovenia, 10 of the 12 artists for EMA 2020 have been announced. Eurovision fans will spot Lena Kozovic now, who was 3rd Junior Eurovision in 2015, and Tinkara Kovacs, who was 25th in the grand final at Eurovision 2014, but of course did qualify and get through to the Saturday night, so that's a big thumbs up. The final 2 performers are going to come from EMA Fry, the newcomers contest. It's been running for the last couple of months. One jury pick and one televote pick will be going through on the show on January the 18th. Also worth flagging up there that show was originally going to be online. It's now going to be televised, so effectively you could call that a semi-final. EMA itself is a one-shot national final, February the 22nd. It will be 100% jury for the first half, which will choose 2 acts to go to a super final, and then you get a televote on those 2 in a duel for the super final. Switzerland has announced members of the international jury. 21 members will be taking part there to whittle down to find their song for Europe. They are going to be working alongside an audience panel made up of 100 viewers. Curiously, Tinkara Kovac is actually on that international jury, so that potentially puts her in the position of choosing one of her rivals' songs. At which point you think, if that happens and she gets to Eurovision, Switzerland's going to be the one that knocks her out because she voted for it when she was on their jury. Actually, no, that's not going to happen. That's the sort of plot twist you could only get in a Netflix movie. Okay, there's your country news. And of course, we don't have Hungary this year, but we do have a bit of work with them over on ESC Insight, as we've been scoring and ranking all the songs that Hungary sent to the Eurovision Song Contest to get our top list ranking of all those songs. You'll find that up on the website right now, escinsight.com. Comments are always welcome. At some point over the next week, we're also going to take a look at another EBU institution on the website, namely the New Year's Day concert, which will be coming, as always, from Vienna. So have a look at that one. It's a one-shot article, as it were. Over on Radio 6 International, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, Radio 6 International affiliates, and available online on demand, both at ESC Insight and Europe's Heartbeat, is a very Eurovision Christmas. It's a special radio show with all the great festive and holiday songs, but with a twist, all covers from Eurovision artists. So do, when you're wrapping your presents and you've already watched White Christmas, pop over to the website and we'll give you some Christmas music from the Song Contest. In terms of your diary, because you might get a diary at Christmas, you never know, some dates for you to put in there. 31st of December is the final of Georgian Idol, which is their de facto selection for Eurovision, so that should give us our next name. First semi-final for MGP in Norway starts on the 11th of January. But before that, on the 6th of January, we have announcements from the Czech artists and also from RAI for the San Remo artists, who, of course, now have to commit to going or not going to Eurovision before they actually sing live when it comes to February. Czech songs are going to be announced the week after that on the 13th of January, and the online voting will open. 24th of January up in Glasgow's Community Room number 9 from 8pm is going to be the next edition of the Ne Party Pas, with the nearly but not quite competition to find the best song that finished 11th in a Eurovision semi-final. Day after that, 25th of January, the voting closes on the Czech selection, and of course Melody Festivali is the 1st of February that gets everything going. Later on in the year, Eurovision concert in AFAS Live in Amsterdam, Pre-Party ES, which is in La Riviera in Madrid. Tickets are now on sale from the Eurovision Spain website, and London Eurovision Party. All those links, as usual, back on the website. Well, that's us. That is the middle of a Eurovision year, but the end of another calendar year. We'll have our next podcast for you into 2020. But for now, however you celebrate the holidays, from all of us here at ESC Insight, love, light, and peace. The ESC Insight News podcast this week was hosted by Ewan Spence, written by Ewan Spence, Charlene Wright, and the team at ESC Insight. www.escinsight.com.